Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Good to see you. Jump on in. Let's do a chat today. How are you doing? Like, for real, how are you doing? How is your week going? How do you feel about you've crossed over from August to September? The fall is here. It's like, we don't have fall weather yet, but we feel that seasonal transition. And I don't know if it's just me, but I know for sure that when I hit, it's so bright and weird, when I hit October, for sure, it's almost like, I don't know, I want to go into hibernation, or I want to start like, like maybe bears eat more fat for to like sustain them through a season. That's kind of where I go. I don't know, but how are you doing? It's so good to see you guys. Every single day I come on live, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and we talk about insulin resistance. And the reason why this is such a big conversation in my life is because my dad actually died of type 2 diabetes when he was 63. And I only knew a childhood of, like, I knew where in his bedroom, in the dresser drawer, like third drawer down, you pulled it out, and there was like a baggie with hypodermic needles in it. And I knew you don't touch the hypodermic needles. And there were always vials of insulin in my refrigerator. And I don't know what age I was when that started. Like, I don't remember how old I was when he started using insulin necessarily, but I just do remember that was my existence, was a lot of hospitals and procedures and all of the things. And his life went into such a decline between 53 to 63 that it really sparked in my mind, what the heck? Like, what's going on? And I was really basically told that this was genetic. So much so that the University of Minnesota would not let me give my dad a kidney, even though we were a match. And so he ended up on dialysis because it was genetic, right? Well, I just really have done now a lot of studying over the last 28 years, and that's not what I believe anymore. I do believe that there are predispositions. I get it. I know that there are markers, but that's kind of a joke. And I think that what woke me up at the beginning was actually when I realized, when I heard that type 2 diabetes is not in every single nation. It's not in every single country. And I'm like, well, I mean, maladies in general are usually, around the world. Okay. But then also I really found out that you can actually, with diet, turn things back around, and that it's not a terminal illness. And I thought, okay, well, that's interesting. Where do we go from here then? Why is the only answer scripts, et cetera? And so I do talk about this a lot because I know that every single day I have somebody who's never seen me before come online. And for the first time, they hear somebody say that this is reversible, even though to me it's normal now. This is normal conversation for me. But for somebody else, it's not. Maybe you just were diagnosed with insulin resistance, or you're pre-diabetic now because they actually never told you were insulin resistant for all those years. It's another conversation. But it's just shocking to me, right? But we have a lot of things in our lives that are really geared towards us becoming insulin resistant, keeping us insulin resistant, making us sick and dependent on meds. And that's where they want us to be. So how are you doing this morning? We're going to do some really fun chatter about ultra processed foods. I know, yay, right? But I'm going to tell you why. So I was at a business meeting last night, and come on, you guys, I come on here every single day and I talk about all this stuff, right? And he asked the question, he said, how many of you have actually Googled the terminology ultra processed foods? And I went, I've never Googled that before. Ultra processed foods. Like, that's interesting. He goes, you guys should go Google it. And I'm like, I'm going to go Google it. Okay. So I actually chat GPT'd it because Google is a mess. So I don't want a million articles given to me that they choose are of good information. I want actually just a compilation of information that I can look through for myself. I already know who I'm studying. I love to study people like, just to give you resources. Let's get you resourced right away. Dr. Eric Berg Dr. Ken Berry, Maria Emmerich, Maria and Craig. I really love them. Thank you so much on TikTok, coming from the balcony. If you're watching in the balcony, I really do appreciate you. And I do love to do that kind of research, because when I realized that, good morning, Magda, happy Wednesday. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Because if all of the information that had been given to my dad and, or, like my family in general, my Italian family, was wrong, then I want to know how to fix it. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go through ultra processed foods, highly ultra processed foods. And let's just think about it for just a second, you guys. And you might think, you just have no idea. If I had money for every single person who sent me a message and said, I eat clean, I eat healthy, I don't understand, why am I still overweight? Why can't I lose weight? I eat well, I'm healthy, I'm clean. Like, this is a constant conversation. And you just, because every single one of us, like, so if there are collectively 100 people watching, there's going to be 100 different answers as to what that means. Do you understand how incredibly subjective that conversation is? It could mean a bazillion things, because there are a bazillion people online giving you a bazillion examples of what they are talking about. And we go to and fro, and we get all this noise in our heads. I mean, just narrow it down to keto. How many people are talking about? There are so many different conversations going on. So I'm very open and clear about the way that I think. I have one conversation. It's just 500 hours long. It's the same conversation all day, every day, doesn't change. I view food through the lens of insulin resistance, hard stop. What spikes my sugars? What doesn't spike my sugars? Because when my sugars are spiked, doesn't matter what you're eating, doesn't have to just be sugary foods. It can be, of course, like the higher carb content, the higher sugar spike. Calls on insulin. When you're insulin resistant, your cell is closed. Says the door is closed. No more insulin and sugar can get in here. I'm stuffed. So you have to stop the cycle. You have to stop what got you into the pickle to begin with, if you want to actually finally be able to lose weight. So if you can somehow, in your ability today, to let all the noise kind of just wash off of your mind. It's all about balance. Just count points. You have to have as many. It doesn't matter what kind of fruit or vegetable. You just have to eat all the fruits and vegetables. You have to do all this, or whatever the case may be. We all have stuff in our head as to what it all means. Let's just clear the canvas. Let's talk only about what spikes your sugars, and then let's take it from there. It's a much, much more simple, easy on the mind, easy on the heart conversation to have. It clears all the mechanisms, and it's so much easier. Carla, good morning. She says, those resources are great. I love that when you break that down for us. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I know it can be very overwhelming. And this is because it's my experience, right? Like, I've said it so many times before. I didn't have live video when I started trading out my foods shy of my 51st birthday. I didn't know any of this. So people were talking paleo and keto and blah, 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 and all these things that I didn't even know what pay what, like pay stub, I had no grid at all. And now I'm 59. So I've just walked a journey. So I share my journey. You got stalled eating what you thought was clean keto. I know, Carla, you're so good at reminding people about this. You had to tweak and substitute way down and keep it simple. Repeat. Thanks so much. And you are greatly appreciated. Carla, you make my day every single day. Every single day you make my day. Thank you. You will be so blessed for making people's day. And Kristen is in the house. If Kristen is in the house on TikTok, what that means for me is that my content will actually get pushed out. So thank you, Kristen. You're doing the Lord's work, Kristen. You're doing the Lord's work. I appreciate you so much. I really, really do. It's no joke, because otherwise, literally, TikTok will just be like, meh, meh. because whatever. It's just the way that it goes. So thank you so much for all the likes, Kristen. I appreciate you. Okay, so number one, what is ultra processed foods? And yes, you can still find it in the keto community. Hello. They're not going to stop marketing to you because you chose to go keto. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But if you're looking for keto, most keto foods that are prepackaged are still crap. And I'm sorry that that's the case, but they're not stupid. They are businesses that want to make money. And so they are going to market to you healthy and natural and all of these things. So let's just talk about what it is and why they are so intense against our being able to lose weight, because I'm telling you, there are reasons. So this is the actual definition of highly processed, ultra processed foods. I think it's ultra processed foods. Industrial formulations. Isn't this sexy? Typically made from substances derived from foods with additives, preservatives, sweeteners, colorings, and flavorings. And yes, that includes the protein powders that you are using thinking you're doing such a great job. I just had somebody text me a picture of a protein mix, and I'm like, listen, I'm not the ingredient police. I know that I had seed oils at the Minnesota State Fair. I don't do things perfectly either. But if you're wanting to incorporate a protein powder into your world, don't let it have natural flavorings. Like, just try to be better than that. Like, you can find better ones. The one I take is a pod, and it's literally free of everything. It's such a great, and it's sweetened with stevia. It's such a great option. But I'm just saying, like, there are better options out there, but this is what they do to us, right? Oh, you are healthier if you take this protein powder and blah, blah, blah. And then they put all the crap in it. No, it should have no additives, preservatives, sweeteners that are bad ones, right? Colorings, flavorings. Like my strawberry pod, it's white. Okay, it's white. Maybe it's a tiny light pink, but it's not from an artificial coloring. Okay, these are highly palatable, convenient, ready to eat, little to no whole foods. I'm talking about everything in general now. I'm off of the protein powder conversation. They have a shelf life that's extended. They have a taste appeal, and they are things such as sugary drinks, packaged snacks, instant noodles. I lived on those in college. Come on. Instant noodles, fast foods, they lead to obesity, insulin resistance, obesity, and heart disease. And this is where we get into the conversation about you don't just get put on one script, you get put on a suite of scripts. And then you're told that those should be your life. They know we tend to be eaters, not readers. So they put keto big in the packaging. You're so right. I have to be able to find the products individually and be able to pronounce it. I'm in the struggle. I hear you, Robin. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, that's why. So the group is Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. That's the Facebook group. Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. But we're doing our 16th challenge next Monday. But every challenge that we do, I do a recipe. So therefore, if you go up into the search bar, you can find things like carnivore bagels and keto lasagna and breakfast chili and keto toffee and granola and Cheez-Its and pumpkin roll and lemon blueberry keto cake, whatever. You can find a handful of recipes, right? Because that's what we're doing every month. We're adding to our repertoire. Everything I do is very intentional, right? Change out one ingredient at a time. Thank you so much, Kristen. Change out one recipe at a time. Just go one thing at a time. What if you had one recipe in the last 16 months, okay? 16 months, that's not very long. Let's just pretend it was only a year. In the last year, then, we've added 12 new recipes, even though it's 16. 12 new recipes in 1 year. Just one a month, you guys. One a month. Can you handle that rhythm? Can you handle that teaching? Can you handle that track? It's a steady track. It's not fast and obnoxious. It's steady. It's like this: targeted supplementation, ingredient trade outs, and a challenge. That's the track to run on, right? So this helps you so that it's not so overwhelming. Because I know if you feel like right now you have to learn a completely new language of how to cook, a completely new language of how to go shopping at the grocery store, literally 99% of everything sold in a grocery store is processed. And not only that, but 57, I shouldn't say processed, are foods that I choose not to eat because of being a whole food keto person. Okay. And I've used 3 supplements specifically and changing up my food ingredients to lose 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped. So you can't talk me out of it now because I know how I feel and I know how I function. And I even had somebody last night say to me, yeah, because we had the day off on Labor Day, we actually cut some of your live and you were talking about how you went to the fair and you didn't have any fallout. That was not my experience. He said, I ate all the stuff, right? Like ate the food. And then you have the fallout. See, I can't be tucked into the fallout anymore because I'm so not interested in waking up and even giving my mind a moment to have a negative thought about what I ate yesterday. I got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. It's just too hard on my heart. It's just too hard on my rhythm. And I think I stopped looking for reasons to sabotage. I just stopped looking for the reasons. And that helped me so much. Cheryl, you made it. Darn job, she says. I know it, doggone it, right? I know it. That's why I had to get rid of mine. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go back. I'm going to do this instead. Okay, so did I miss something? Let me see here. Nope, we're good. Okay, and Kristen, you're amazing. Thank you. And don't ever feel like you have to stay there the whole time, Kristen. You can just leave when you need to leave. You've done a good job. So industrial formulations typically made from substances derived from foods with additives, preservatives, sweeteners, colorings, and flavorings. That is what ultra processed food is. They create it so that it is highly palatable, convenient, ready to eat, little to no whole foods. Shelf life is way extended, and there's a taste appeal. So as we're eating these things and drinking these things, we think we're doing a good thing. Everything from protein powders to sugary drinks to packaged snacks to instant noodles, fast foods. And that is a recipe for insulin resistance, obesity, and heart disease. That's why you don't just get put on MET, then you get put on an HBP med, then you get put on a STATIN because they're going to tell you that you have to lower your cholesterol, which is they're lying to us about those numbers. It used to be a healthy cholesterol was like 300. Just saying. That's another conversation. I've done lives on that before. And then the last one is if you're on an STATIN, more than likely you'll end up on an anti-sadness. So they want you on a sweet. And I push back on that every single day. And I say, no, this is my sweet. I choose my sweet. I choose my targeted supplementation. I don't want your sweet. I want my sweet. My dad's Lazy Susan was medication. My Lazy Susan is right here. I'm 59 and I'm not on any meds and I've lost 3 pounds in my 3 pounds. That'd be hard if that's all I had lost. I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s. And I'm telling you what, I won't go back. I will not go back because I will not engage in their shenanigans anymore. It's a very nice, very benign word, but I will not engage with their wicked agenda to have me sick and medicated for the rest of my life. I took care of my mother with dementia for 5 years. I know how the story ends. I'm done. I live in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I can see how on every ramp they are building another memory care. Another one and another one and another one and another one and another one. And we're just not going to have enough. And then they're going to charge you freaking $15,000 a month. Unless you literally do not have a penny to your name. Well, that's not my goal. But you can't have anything if you're going to have the state cover you. And I also took care of my brother. Well, I didn't take care of him, but he was in for 2 years. He died right at the beginning of the pandemic, from nothing to do with Rona. But he had spent 2 years in group homes, nursing homes, LTACs, ICUs, emergency rooms. Am I missing anything? Urgent care. He did it all. He did it all, baby. He did it all. And I'm just going to tell you a little something. State facilities aren't very pretty. State facilities are a wreck. They're not some commercial of everybody's all so happy and in a courtyard and being taken care of, and it's also, no. I mean, I could just tell you stories. I went in and wiped up with disinfectant. Okay. So do you want private care? Do you want state care? Or do you want no care? My grandma, she died in 1996. She was 97 years old, was born in 1899, playing Scrabble. Huh. Can anybody tell me the last time you heard of somebody playing Scrabble until they were 97? I would really like to know, actually. I'm sure that they exist. I just don't know them. Because that's not what's happened to us. So I just don't have any intentions of going down that path. That's not where I'm going to head. So, because now I know it all. I know too much. So 57 to 60% of an American's daily intake of food, 57 to 60%, over half, and we're inching upwards, is ultra processed foods. So I'm going to lean on this one more time. If you are drinking protein shakes on a daily basis and they have crappy ingredients in them, artificial flavorings and colorings and preservatives and fillers and whatever, you are eating ultra processed food and you are thinking you're healthy. You're thinking you are eating clean. Okay? I just want you to know that. Now, this is why they are so bad for our weight and why then we are just on this hamster wheel and we are so frustrated. You love my passion and resolve. Thanks for passing it on. You receive taking back your life. You are awesome. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. Looking forward with reasons to not self-sabotage. Good. Yes, good. Well, you know what? And I kind of held back for a long time because you always think you're supposed to be who you're supposed to be for other people, but it's like, I'm just really Italian inside. So I am kind of a little, I could really talk to you guys about how after being in social settings, I would have just these thoughts of, oh my gosh, you're so loud. You're so, like you talk too much. Why did you say that? And I just had a lot of social anxiety after social settings. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And that has come from when I was in the 5th grade, I had teachers that said things to me that were not kind, about maybe that me talking too much, or, oh my gosh, don't you just exhaust yourself, blah, blah, blah. And we all have these things in our lives that trigger, or they imprint on our heart at an early age. And then this is why I didn't come online and talk about like the trio, the supplements for my insulin sensitivity. I didn't talk about this stuff for a very long time. I held my own self back. So I appreciate that you view it as passion and resolve. I receive the passion and resolve statement. Kristen, I know, well, but that happens, right? And parents do that too. And oftentimes we don't mean it, right? But sometimes as a parent, you'll say that too, right? You'll be like, oh my gosh, just shut up. Kids are supposed to be seen and not heard, or, just an off the cuff remark from an aunt or an uncle or a teacher or a sibling or whatever. And I was a talker. I came out talking, I guess. So now I just make money talking. I get paid to be passionate and to share what worked for me and to help other people do the exact same thing that I did, because this is so simple. It's so simple. It's not easy to change this, but it's simple to put in a routine. All right. Your kindergarten report card said that I was earful chatty. Earful chatty. That is hysterical. Why do we do this? Oh, I homeschooled for 20 years, so I have thoughts. But anyway, some of the biggest issues, in my opinion, is that the family farms are not around anymore, and it's about the convenience, which is so sad. That is actually really true. Our food supply is jacked up. It is so jacked up. When you can buy, raspberries in Minnesota in February, come on, we know, right? That was shipped here a long time ago. So the nutrient density is doesn't exist. Like, you're not getting any nutrients from there. You've only found one protein shake that is clean. One plant protein, 32 grams of protein and 0 sugar. Very good, Sheila. Very good. Kristen, thank you, Kristen. No, you're the best. You're the best. Yes. And if you are my customer and you already order the trio, you can always search in the search bar pods. Some of them I think are out of stock right now, but it's vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. And they are literally sweetened with stevia, super clean, super clean. Oh, you know what, Sheila? I've never downloaded that. So there's that app, you guys, Yucca. I've never downloaded that. I should do that though. I'm kind of still chuckling about that earful chatty comment. That's really funny. All right. This is why ultra processed foods are jacking your weight up. Just making it so hard for you to lose weight. Ultra processed foods are engineered for addiction. I think I even heard a TikTok person say that the cigarette companies, when they saw the writing on the wall, they literally just started creating food. They went from cigarettes to food. So engineered for addiction, they create nutrient depletion. They give you empty calories, and they actually lead to deficiencies. They create gut health damage, which creates digestive issues and mood disorders. They have disguised sugar bombs inside of them, maltose, dextrose, and high fructose corn syrup. They are chemical cocktails that lead to hormone disruption and cancer risk. They have fake satiety, which means that you eat more, okay? Because you feel like you're full, but it's a fake full, because there was no nutrition, no nutrition. When they're enriching, that's BS, that's bogus. So you're not really getting any nutrients because you're damaging your gut at the same time. So then that's the leaky gut conversation. So it's just this cycle. And so then now you're going to eat more because you were fake full. Chronic disease link to insulin resistance, obesity, heart disease, type 2. And the last one is that they are marketed as healthy or natural, but yet they have additives, sugars, and seed oils. So they're not. That is why then your body is in a constant mode of not losing weight, and you're being very frustrated. And especially one of the reels that I had done was super interesting. Maria Emmerich said in some of her literature that seed oils are actually, in her opinion, a higher driver of diabetes type 2 than sugar is, which is shocking. And seed oils are in everything, literally everything. And if that's true, if that's messing up our endocrine system even more than sugar, the ultra processed food conversation, we have to start taking it very seriously, because we're like, it's kind of like you tip the scales, right? Well, we tip the scales big time. And now we're over half of what we eat every day as an average American is ultra processed foods. And it's really messing with us. Sugar has over 100 different names. Yes, it does. Yes. Boy, isn't that just sad? Because they don't care. They just follow the rules. If another rule gets made, they just change up what they're doing. It feels so darn good opening your fridge and not seeing boxes of insulin. Megda, I'm so happy for you. Good for you. How long has it been since you've been off of insulin, Megda? And then if you're still on, I'd love to know, how long did it take you to get off of insulin? I would love to know that. I know. So one thing I know about Magda is that when she became a customer and we started talking a lot about all of this stuff, she really had such a passion for her own family. And that really resonates with me because that's why I do everything that I do. I'm just not willing anymore to ride the river of allowing their information to dictate what my family does or believes. And I don't want my grandkids coming over to my house and being assaulted. That's a strong word. That's a weird word for that. It's probably not the right one. I don't want them to be given everything, poor options for everything. And I'd rather teach them how to cook real food and how to incorporate them into my world and show them how easy it is to fry an egg, how easy it is to make, whatever, coconut cookies or, things like that, so that they don't have to live on thinking it's okay to be eating ramen noodles and Chips Ahoy. Like their little bodies, I look at their little bodies when I'm with them and I'm like, your little body can't handle that. And it shouldn't. And it's just criminal that this is what we do to our kids. Going to the state fair it's hard on my heart. These little kids, and they've got so many issues, you can tell. All right, hold on. I want to see if I missed something from Magda. 2 months. So you've been off of insulin for 2 months. And how long did it take you to get off of insulin? Maybe it's 2 months and 2 months. Doctors don't help with the information. I know the amount of people on here that don't understand insulin resistance is the root cause makes me sad. I know. Kristen says that's so inspiring. You're inspiring, Kristen. Yep. It's just, it's a conversation that I feel like you just can't talk about it enough. You just decided that you couldn't do it anymore. Yep. So good. So good. And how are your sugars today, Magda? How is your, the thing is that I'm not a doctor, right? So I can talk to people about, supplementation, but you have to test your own sugars if you're diabetic. You have to be your own advocate. If you're going to choose today that this is the day you're going to be your own advocate, that means you have to go all in with your own assessment. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect in everything you do, but you do have to go all in on your own assessment because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. If somebody was going to come and rescue you, they would have given you real answers a long time ago. And they would have not just sold you another script. And so you have to do it on your own. But there's a lot of support in it. And there are a lot of really good testimonies in it. Okay, so you can gain hope and encouragement from other people. Like Magda. When Magda shares, that inspires somebody else. They've been stable. Good job. It's a journey. I'm really proud of you, Magda, because, it can feel super scary, I'm assuming, in the middle of making your own decisions like that. We had to make decisions, that were different, but like for my mom, because she couldn't assess herself. And, you're always so afraid to go against conventional wisdom or whatever in order to make a move to actually test something out and see how it's going to work and everything. And yeah, it can be kind of scary. So anybody who becomes their own advocate, I'm just really I am very proud of everybody who chooses to do it, especially those of you who are type 2. You're the ones who have given me the data. You've given me the data. So if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, if you go over to my Instagram, there's a pink highlight bubble at the top and it gives you testimonies of people who are taking these 3 supplements, the trio. And most of them are, not all, but most of them are, a lot of them are from type 2 diabetics who are assessing themselves and checking on their sugars. And then there's the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Ditch insulin resistance for women. And there's guide number 4 in there, and you can get some of the testimonies in there too. And we're going to start a challenge next Monday. So don't miss out on that. That is our 16th one. And then in the month of September, I'm going to go through the book, Self-Sabotage No More. And that is what happens most of the time, is that we sabotage ourselves from taking a step. I had somebody reach out and say, I've been watching you for a year. And I finally picked up the trio. Somebody just the other day messaged me and said, I've been watching you for 3 months. Right? So we hold ourselves back. And I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing. We should research, right? But sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we're just sabotaging our own efforts by procrastinating, by not taking action on something we kind of felt like we should have tried. And we just don't, because maybe we're afraid of the commitment. I know this sounds super lame, but this is where I was. I was afraid of the commitment just to even be a supplementer. Like, that's how poor my discipline was when I started everything. I didn't think that I could even become a supplementer. Carla says, congratulations, Magda. Woohoo! Let's see if I can get hearts on Instagram. I bet I can. There we go. There are hearts for Magda. And Bobby approved apps. Use them both. Oh, that is Pen. That is so good. Yucca and Bobby approved. That's so good. Thank you for sharing that information. You're trying to change your food out and taking the trio now. Oh, Kristen, yes. Kristen, thank you. Yep. And it's just, you know what? Again, let's just go back to, I know this feels overwhelming. This information feels overwhelming because we're now so indoctrinated to wake up and start with ultra processed foods. And we probably aren't even recognizing the processed foods that we're eating and incorporating. We've probably even crossed over because, well, I don't eat Oreos. But what if you're eating a protein powder that has additives and preservatives and you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be just, Oreos or something that's super obnoxious and in our face. Okay. Magda says, Kirsten, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. You are the reason that keeps me going. Magda, I appreciate that. I wish I knew how to get fireworks, but I don't think I know how to get fireworks. I just have to play with things on Instagram. You do anything. If I do this, it does something usually. I don't know what it does, but you're so sweet, Magda. I'm so glad. I mean, honestly, it's because of Kristen and Magda and Cheryl and Carla and all of you guys in this community. It's why I show up. And then I know that because we get to sit down and talk about this stuff, I know that other people will join in. There are people in the balcony right now of TikTok that aren't coming in yet. And I understand the concept. I do it all the time. I'm in the balcony of other people's lives all the time. Sometimes I don't even know I'm in the balcony because I'm just like doing other things. I'm multitasking. But people are listening. They're hearing. What was that you said? Insulin resistance is not a terminal diagnosis. What is that you said? It's reversible. You're talking about supplementation? What do you mean? I don't have to be on meds my whole life. Somebody just got off of insulin. What are you talking about? And that's where you have to go. This world has like almost 8 billion people on the planet. Every day, I know for sure 100% not everybody has heard this message. Hands down, impossible. I'm a tiny, tiny little speck of sand on a beach. I mean, I am the tiniest speck of sand. I have 8 people on my Facebook right now, like very tiny, right? Everything fluctuates. I know people watch replays and stuff. So it does, it extends and it goes out. And then different content does different things. And I get that. But this is tiny in comparison to the people that need to hear that they literally can change the way their body functions so that they can wake up in the morning and actually like their life, stop hateful words towards themselves, and feel so dang good that they go on and make another memory. 100% possible. I'm living proof. It is completely reversible. It is. It's just, I feel like, oopsie, we've been so duped. We've been so duped to be told that, you know what? First of all, they try to treat it like it's no big deal in terms of, I got you. I got you. Just MET, here's a script. Here you go. I got you as the doctor. Oh, you need another one? No problem. I got you. My signature, it does that. I'll get you another one. No problemo. That's what they do. But then we just go, oh, well, the doctor said, so no problem. Oh, it causes diarrhea? I'm not really much enjoying that. Oh, it won't reverse it? What do you mean? I thought that this was my answer. I don't get it. Like, what do you mean it doesn't reverse it? You mean I'm still like, I'm still getting gout in my feet? Like, what's happening right now? Right? Or then we go on and we move into maybe heart disease, etc. Hold on. I have to drink like 12 gallons of water a day. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. But I do have to remind myself to drink water, just like everybody else. Managing conditions for life. It is so wild. One of the, what was it? I was watching another TikTok this morning, and we had talked about Casey Means, and her brother's name is Callie Means, and he was talking about, let's see if I can pull this out of the recesses of my brain. I need to get another device so I can look things up. And he was just talking about the lifelong customers of our children and of ourselves, because when they put you on that suite of meds, they plan on you being on it forever. They don't ever plan on you waking up and having a thought of your own on how to turn things around. They just don't. They just don't. So if you feel like you are somebody who, you're just getting off of the ultra processed food wagon, like this is new to you, that you're shifting things, and that you have already, like, you're living with nutrient deficiencies, that you are living with such, like, you need to now turn this upside down. The two things that, when I asked the question, so what are the two supplements that you need to begin to like overcome the detrimental effects of ultra processed foods, they said number 1 multivitamin, number 2 fish oil. Now, you can absolutely, again, you don't want, yesterday we talked about the fact that Big PHARMA owns most everything that's on the shelves, whether it's in a drugstore or in a mart. They actually own. So now they're giving it to you from both sides. How does that feel? And so if you are looking for even just a women's daily, I have a phenomenal women's daily. Or if you want a women's pack, or if you want something that's even higher grade, the one that has 3, I have it in a packet. Hold on. Let me open up the packet. It has 3 in 1. It's a multivitamin, a multi-mineral. It's the mineral deficiencies, you guys. Mineral deficiencies, and a phytonutrient, meaning that it's plants. And in this packet, this one actually has a fruit and vegetable concentrate and a fish oil in it. And then there's an AM and a PM pack, but that's neither here nor there. That isn't what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say, this is what I do for my multivitamin. It's three separate to get really a lot of potent. If you feel like you have to completely like flood your body with nutrition because you know what you've done, you can actually turn things around. My friend's dad started taking this twice a day. He could not, thank you so much, you guys. He could not get his sugars under control for over 10 years. 10 years. Started taking this twice a day for 4 months. And his A1C came into alignment. And then he went on to lose over 50 pounds. And the reason why that is so important for you to hear this is because has it ever dawned on you that this insulin resistance piece, that some of this is nutritional deficiencies? Has that ever crossed your mind? Because talk about a simple conversation, not mountainous, not new language worthy. Simple conversation. What if, because of I'm eating raspberries in February and they have no nutrient density? I'm eating food that was created on soil that never got replenished and regenerated. Um, I'm eating high ultra processed foods that's literally pulling deficiency. It's pulling stuff out of my body and it's creating a nutritional deficiency. Or it is, how did they say that? They said, um, it's empty calories and it actually leads to deficiencies. Or I'm on 2, 3, 4 scripts, and every script creates a nutritional deficiency. Offset, offset, offset. Okay. So I just want you to know that that thought process and quality opportunity is available to you if you need something. I popped into your feed and you're glad. Charla, it's so nice to meet you. And I'm so glad that it did. And it probably did because Sheila and Kristen are in here giving me all of these likes. And they are loving on my content today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I'm telling you what, it matters. It's the only way to get things out. You have to work with them. You can't work against them. You have to work with them. And potentially there are words that I say every now and then that keep me a little more hidden on TikTok. But we're not going to worry about that. Good morning, Mary. How are you? Good to see you. You're so glad that you did not listen to what you were told, and this lifestyle is not sustainable. Having people say that that really like riles me up, Carla. She knows how to rile me up. I'm so tired of that conversation. Oh, you can't eat keto. That is so not sustainable. That is just too restrictive. It is all about balance. No, it's not. That is a lie. That is a marketing lie. Because that's the way that they can then tell you this product, I don't even have any food product in front of me. This product has been enriched and it has been fortified and it has 20 bazillion fruits and gazillions of vegetables. And this is a well-balanced, healthy meal. No, it's not. It's frozen. It's in the frozen section. It's filled with additives and preservatives. It's not a healthy choice. It's not a healthy choice. You know what? I wanted to go down that road too. I remember in the 90s, it was the early 90s, maybe literally 1990, maybe 1989. And I remember thinking, oh, I just want to lose some of this baby weight. I had my first son and I gained like 60 pounds. It was just terrible. I was gestational diabetic and I just was a house. And my dad even would make fun of me and say, I mean, these are the things that stick with you, right? He'd be like, oh, you need to get your maternity clothes at Hoygaard's. That was a tenting store. I was huge. He was 9'13". And I wanted to lose weight so bad. And I remember considering the Weight Watchers thought process of the maybe it was Smart Points frozen pre-made meals. And I remember buying them for a half a minute, like I did. Because all I had was I think I had an oven, but we were living in a real estate transition. And so it was just a very teeny tiny kitchen. So microwaving was way easier. And so I'm like microwaving these meals and I'm thinking to myself, this can't be smart. This can't be wise. And I actually stopped. I stopped buying them. Now, did I then go into being this healthy person? No, I went on. And then about 5 years later, my dad died of type 2. And then I spent my 30s eating everything white sugar, white flour. I did feel like I was doing better than the average person because I was making a lot of stuff from scratch, but I was still, because I didn't have a huge pantry filled with pre-boxed foods, but I still was just making everything, no. Like if you take white noodles and you're putting butter, Parmesan, garlic powder, salt, and pepper, that's not nutrition. That's easy and it tastes good, but it's not nutrition, right? Your first baby was 9'13" too, Mary. Look at there. It's taken time to weed out, Carla. Yes, yes, yes. It does take time. And you know what? You have to do it. So, Charlie, you say you're doing it yourself. Yep, I know. Your road to recovery from those meds. Good for you. Good for you. It's really, You have to actually pause. And maybe today is the day that you pause long enough. And all you're doing is you're giving yourself permission for a journey. It's all you're doing. You don't have to, you stop requiring yourself to lose weight overnight. Stop requiring your body to fix itself fast. Stop requiring your efforts to, you put in one piece of effort and you want 10 results from that one piece of effort. Stop it. That is the definition of self-sabotage, because you have set up something that cannot sustain. And therefore you go, I knew it. That's it. I'm done. Didn't work for me again. Shocker, right? That's what we do. We set ourselves up literally for failure. Stop it. Make today the day that you decide, I'm not doing that. So right now in September, this is my business fiscal year. So I just started a new year. For me, this is my new year, not in January. And so right now I'm thinking about my physical goals. I'm thinking about my financial goals. I'm thinking about my personal, whatever things that I said that I was going to prioritize 3 months ago and I never did. Which is fine, meaning like I thought that it was important to me. Obviously it wasn't. Now I'm just looking back going, I thought that was more interesting to me. Oh, interesting. So I'm going to recalibrate, right? And I do recalibrations like a lot because I have an online business like this. I'm going to business conferences and I'm always thinking about the next 90 days and things like that. So I'm kind of in that cycle anyway. That was not me 10 years ago. Not me, no way, no how. I thought ibuprofen was a supplement. I had zero discipline. I had I was a hot mess express. I did not know how to supplement. I didn't know how to I didn't know how to eat. Like, what is clean? What is healthy? What is keto? What is paleo? What is all of this baloney? I knew none of this. This was not me 10 years ago. But now I'm like, wow, I look back and I go, I gave myself permission. That's what people need to do. Love yourself enough just to give yourself permission. It's okay. Like to say to yourself, so Kirsten, it's okay if during the holidays this year, people push food on you. It's okay. You don't have to care. You actually don't have to care anymore what anybody else thinks about your weight, about your journey, about your choices, about the track that you run on. You don't have to care. Like, those are the things I started saying to myself. You don't have to care anymore. Let it go. Don't care. If somebody wants to make fun of you because you're making chocolate pudding with egg whites, which is what I do, and I teach it now, who cares? They can eat whatever they want. They can go eat their crap and feel like crap. And okay, fine. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not a judgment. It's just a reality. But I used to care. You have somebody that makes fun of you, go, oh, I was just trying. I was just saying, yeah. And then maybe you don't want other people to know what you're doing. Like, how dumb is that? Our life is so short. Have we learned nothing since 2020? Let's see. How many people have died in my world since 2020? A lot. Still happening. Died suddenly. Right? So what does it matter if today you make decisions that other people think you're dumb for? Do you really care? You could be dead tomorrow. Will they still think you're dumb? No. They'll think you're dead. Like, what does it matter? Like, I think about these things all the time. I'm not trying to get super dramatic. I literally think like this because I think to myself, what am I saying no to today that wouldn't matter if I was gone, or if my husband, God forbid, and it will not happen, was gone? Like, we've been married 37 years, right? No, like, I want to make the most out of today. That includes for me too. That includes for me too. So I gave myself permission for a journey. I allowed myself, I kept all of it, about 98% of it in my head for a very, 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 very long time. Because I didn't want, nor did I need, anybody else's opinions of my own self-assessment. Not interested. Not interested in your skewed point of view, no offense, but your skewed point of view from whatever information you took in. I had to do it for myself. Does that make sense? Kristen is saying that you ladies are so inspiring. You're new to learning all this info. My friends and family have seen my change and adopted a similar lifestyle. It's amazing. So has mine. Spoiler alert. So has mine. That is so true. Why do we care what others think? I don't care as much as before. Yes. Married 29 years. Woohoo! Good job. You need to go, but it was great listening to me. Thank you, Charla. Follow me if you're not. I would love to have you show up. I'm here 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. It will be on continued follow. Okay. Thank you, Charla. That's awesome. So Cheryl, you asked your gastro doc if you should take pre and probiotics. He said that with me not having a large colon, all the biotic activity would be too much for your small intestine. I'm okay with that. I'm also taking a methylated multivitamin. Good job. My turmeric, I love my turmeric so much. And TMG to bring down inflammation. I'm doing good so far. Labs say that your liver, your kidneys, and your pancreas are good. Yes! You stopped your type 2 script. Yay! You're using the glucose health and you just checked your sugar 112. You just ate lunch and you'll check again. Cheryl, I'm so proud of you. Look at how you've created your own world. You've pulled from the best of where you can, you worked within your own universe. You've assessed your own world. Do you understand how your world is different than somebody else's world? Everybody has to assess your own world. Stop comparing to everybody. I know. I tell you guys all the time. I love the testimonies of the trio too, but I wasn't the fast weight loss person either, but I do have them, right? I usually keep it right by me. I have, I may or may not. Yep. I love these too. 5.5 pounds in 5 days, 5 pounds in 7 days, 9.5 pounds in 3 weeks, 25 pounds over Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year, 10 pounds in a month, 23 pounds in 10 weeks. I love those too. But did you hear what she just said? She just said, for her, she doesn't have a large colon. Okay. So she has to create her own world, but she's taken the time and the energy and the focus to say, okay, so this is what I'm doing now. So I can't do it this way, but I can do it this way. So I'm taking, she needs a methylated multivitamin. I don't sell methylated multivitamins. Mine are not methylated. So she's taking methylated, but she is taking my turmeric and she's taking my glucose health and she's taking whatever. And she's checking her sugar. She's paying attention. And I'm just telling you, it's that's what it looks like to say, I have this world. This is my world. And I have to accommodate and customize for my world. That's why I tell people you can reach out to me and talk to me. I will talk to you because most of the time you need to have a little bit of a tweak or a little bit of an adjustment or something that's specialized or customized for you. And the GNC person isn't going to do it. And probably big PHARMA owns it anyway. I don't know that that's true at all. I don't mean to pass rumors because that's probably not true. Go Mary. Yes. Oh, Carla, you're so good. Letting go of the outside comments and not caring what they say that is negative doesn't matter because it's all about me. I am not controlled by other people, leading by example. That's right. And I'm telling you, they are watching. Linda says that makes very good sense. I got to go see you tomorrow. Bye, Carla. Have a good day, Cheryl. Yes. I'm just saying, yeah. Choose to allow yourself. Just give yourself permission. Let today be the day. It's September 4th. Let today be the day that you give yourself permission. Do that. And maybe it's, everybody who's having results, this isn't happening in 2 weeks. This is they're getting on the trio. They're giving themselves permission. They're learning their ingredient trade-outs. They're in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And basically what we're doing is we're going on journey together and supporting each other and encouraging each other to take back our bodies. Okay. So if you need to know about the group, it's Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. The next challenge starts next Monday, the 9th of September. We do a 5-day free challenge every single month. This is our 16th one. It's very exciting. If you need the multivitamins that I was talking about, where you're getting three in one package, because you need to really like flood your body with nutrition because of deficiencies, let me know. I'll get you that. If you need a fish oil, that was the second thing that they said. If you have been eating a lot of ultra processed foods and you need to turn them around, get an extremely good multivitamin. I, in my opinion, have absolutely the best. I could go on and on and on. Organic farming and third-party testing, and it breaks down, and all of the things. And then a fish oil is the other thing that they said. Or if you just want supplements that are targeted for your insulin resistance, that's the trio. Those are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This is where all of the weight loss comes from, where all of the sugars coming down comes from. The testimonies are at the top of the Instagram page, pink highlight bubble, or they are in the group guide number 4. And I feel like there was something else I was going to say, and I don't think I'm remembering right in this moment. But if you have any questions, let me know today. I know what it was. If you are already a customer or you're becoming a customer, and today I'm going to go and I'm going to sit down and work through everybody who had an auto ship that fired. It's called a ditto. Everybody that had an auto ship that fired in August. And I do this every single month. Everybody who has an auto ship that fires, and there's no weird stuff about it. It's literally just for the convenience of the customer. I actually take all the names and I draw for a full-size product. So I'm going to do that today. So that's why it's on my mind to say, set up an auto ship if you haven't done that already. It can be very helpful for you. If you're the type of person who goes, oh, I ran out, and that's kind of your MO, that's kind of your, you allow things to run out, because then you can feel the freedom of not having to be responsible or in a routine anymore. The routine feels restrictive to you. Trust me, you guys, I get all of the stuff. I understand all of it. But you want to become somebody who's like, no, doggone it, I'm going to be steady Eddie for September and October and November and December, and I'm going to give myself a run of permission, and you want to be on your game. That's just a success principle. Have it set up so that it fires for you and you can actually get your product to your house, and it gives you a reason to not self-sabotage. And that may not be you at all, but if it is, just know that there's a perk of, I put you in a drawing and you could win a full-size product. Because I just like doing fun things like that. And every order I should be getting today, I think. I ordered fabric measuring tapes. And while supplies last, I'm going to just send them out to every order. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of September. And I'm going to just mail them out to people because I want you to start grasping the concept that the scale, if it is messing with you mentally, like it did me, might not be you. And if it's not, that's okay. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it does mess with you and it keeps you in negative thought process, or you just can't handle the roller coaster, I want you to understand that physically the scale is weighing your impacted waist. It's weighing your water. It's weighing your muscle. It's weighing all of the things that's telling you absolutely nothing about what's going on in your body when it comes to your weight or your fat loss. So I want people to measure. It's just something, it was a tool that I started doing. I got rid of my scale about 5 years ago, and it completely freed me up. And I could start like loving my body and appreciating my body 3 sizes larger than I am now. Okay. So I had to start loving my body as I was going through my own process. And I started measuring myself instead of weighing myself. And for me, it changed everything. That might not be for you, but I want to just mail those out to people who are placing orders while supplies last. So, okay, I think I'm done. And if you need anything, reach out to me. You can always put messages in my Facebook Messenger, in my Instagram inbox, TikTok. There's a number on my profile you can text me at, or you can go to the Instagram icon and portal over and get into my inbox there, and I will respond over there as well. And if you need something, just let me know. Okay. And if you're not following me on TikTok, I will disappear into the algorithm if you don't follow. So if this is information that is helpful to you, something that you want to learn how to do, you want to learn how to, target your supplements so that they actually help you to bring down sugars and lose weight. Or if you're wanting ingredient trade outs, you're wanting a group of encouraging women, you're wanting a track to run on because the track you've been running on has been a joke and hasn't helped you yet. And maybe it's just because it's the wrong track. This is a very specific thought process of insulin resistance, eating for insulin resistance, supplementing for insulin resistance, and actually getting results. And then having this mindset. It's the mindset. It's the hardest, but it's the most important because it will carry you for the rest of your life. You'll have it then. You'll get the key, right? So, all right, be super, super blessed. Happy Wednesday. Enjoy your day and do something for yourself. Give yourself permission and don't self-sabotage. All right, we'll see you later, you guys. Have such a good day.